What are you playing at?
I beg your pardon?
He may be young, but he's no fool. I doubt he's forgotten what you've done.
Madam, I've no idea what you're trying to suggest. Speak plainly. If you wish to accuse me of something, do it.
Oh, I have so many things to accuse you of, Loghain MacTier, that I hardly know where to begin. But I'll save them for another time. For the moment, know that I am watching you. Don't think a few friendly words for the Warden will put everyone off their guard.
If watching me amuses you, madam, feel free. Now, if you don't mind, I have things to attend to. You can stop scowling at me, madam.
Did I need your permission? I see.
Fine. I confess. It was entirely my idea that Uldred consort with demons. I had a dastardly scheme in which the utter destruction of Ferelden's best weapon would benefit me personally. Are you satisfied now?
Do you think your deal with Uldred was where you earned my contempt? I was at Ostagar. I witnessed Kaelin's murder.
Such loyalty.
What is that supposed to mean?
Did you try to save him then? My apologies.
I was fortunate to escape with my life.
So you didn't rush to your king's rescue? I see. And both of us left the boy to die.
I was no general at the head of an army. I could never have reached him.
And I had no magic that could break those Darkspawn ranks. But perhaps you think I ought to have tried regardless. No doubt the lives of mere soldiers are cheap in the eyes of the Circle.
And what of all the soldiers who died with their king? Their lives were worth nothing to you.
You think so, do you? I knew their names, mage, and where they came from. I knew their families. I do not know how you mages determine the value of things, but they were my men. I know exactly how much I lost that day.
Yes.
Here, some smoked boar safe from supper. It'll do you good. I had a Mabari once. Adala, that was her name. We found her in the woodshed one night. She was still a pup then. We never figured out where she came from. My mother called her a gift from the Maker. And she really was. She was beautiful. She had a lovely chestnut brown coat and the most intelligent, understanding eyes. You would have liked her. We grew up together. She never left my side, not once. 10 years we had her, before she was taken away. Another time, perhaps. Finish your snack.
These beasts are surely dangerous. You want to die, do you? As you say. As you say. I will not falter! Another foe slain! very well.
Oh, don't give me that face. I'm betting you want the cheese in my pocket. Very well, here you go. Don't eat it all at once. Or do, whichever you prefer. I used to keep cheese in my pocket for $1, too. I think the rinds were her favorite part. I mentioned she was taken from us, did I not? This was when Orlais still ruled, and it was an Orlesian lordling who took her. He wanted to mix the blood of our noble Mabari with their frail, wasp-waisted gamehounds, which were bred for looks, not intelligence. Tried to keep her, but there was little I could do to stop the Orlesian. I wasn't even a man then. You can imagine what it was like for her, being torn away from the boy, the family she was bonded to. It was 6 months before we saw her again. The Orlesians returned her, and when I say returned, I mean pushed her out of his wagon. She was skin and bone, and still carried the scars from where their pronged collars bit into her neck. She never quite recovered. She passed away after a week. It was as though she held on long enough to come home to us. I held her head in my lap. I believe she died happy.
So what, now we're supposed to be best friends? Bosom buddies? Sit around the campfire and sing together?
Somehow, I've no desire ever to hear you sing, dwarf.
Just don't start thinking that you belong here.
Oh, I'm in no danger of that, I promise you.
I couldn't help hearing about your predicament. Forgive me if I'm prying,
Yes, you are.
but what does it feel like being possessed by a spirit?
Why does this interest you so?
I simply wish to get to know those that I travel with. Is that wrong of me?
No, of course it isn't. Well, let me see. It is hard to describe. It is comforting. I feel safe, loved.
Comforted, loved, yes.
It is like being held close, cradled. The bond is so complete that I am unable to extricate myself, nor do I wish to. Wait, why do you have that look on your face?
I am simply imagining it. Continue, please.
And there is a constant warmth that spreads outwards from the very center of my being, infusing my body with...
Oh...
Andraste's grace, what are you thinking about now? No, I don't want to know. I feel dirty. Do not speak to me.
So, is it Lord Logain?
I'm no longer a Terran, nor even a knight. Address me without a title as you would any other Grey Warden.
So just Logain, then.
Correct. What's on your mind?
You know who I am, yes? I was one of the crows you hired to kill the Grey Wardens.
I thought you looked familiar.
Well, I just wanted to report that I failed my mission, Logain.
You don't say.
I'm terribly broken up over it.
Well, thank you kindly for informing me.
You are much taller than I expected.
Am I? You expected me to be short?
Well, you are also younger than I imagined. Great generals are supposed to be old men who sit far from the battlefield.
I've never been nor hoped to be a great general, then.
No? I suppose that explains your loss at Ostagar, then.
I see you staring owlishly at me, young lady. I suppose you disapprove of me being here as well.
No, indeed. You are a vast improvement over Alistair. That, however, is not saying a great deal.
Very well.
I didn't think it was a human practice, making a comrade of a defeated foe.
It isn't. These are unusual circumstances.
It is encouraging to see.
Encouraging? How so?
Perhaps your people are becoming more like Kunari. You could do worse.
Do you mean to say that Kunari do make comrades of their beaten opponents?
Kunari do not waste resources, and few are more valuable than lives.
How exactly do you go about making your enemies work for you?
We're a persuasive people, if you couldn't tell.
Yes.
Tell me, what did the Kunari come to Thedas for?
You know the answer.
Do I?
Yes. Why did humans come here?
Humans have always been here.
Have they? The elves tell another story.
That happened so long ago, it can reasonably be said that humanity has been in Thedas forever.
You have a strangely short view of eternity, then.
As you say.
Why did you leave them?
I beg your pardon?
The men at Ostagar. They were your brothers in arms, were they not?
They were.
Your place was on the field.
Do Kunari soldiers never retreat, then?
We never need to.
We do. I saw a golem like you once, back when I was fighting in the army with Marek many years ago.
Good for it.
Could you be the same creature? You were more servile then. The pet of a mage in Arl Rendorn's employ.
Do I strike it as servile?
Not at all. Perhaps I'm mistaken. I would no doubt remember such sarcasm.
Then we're in agreement.
It could have won its battle. It knows this, surely.
I am to be subjected to the golem's ruminations now. Charming.
It said that it did what it had to do in order to protect its nation. But that is not quite true, is it?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Golem.
It could have slain the woman, Anora. Then it would have been made king long before any challenge could have been made.
You are speaking of my daughter, if you're not aware.
I am aware. It said, however, that it would do anything that it had to. But this was not true.
I was unwilling to kill my own daughter, yes, that is true. You think me weak for it?
I am uncertain. Had it known then what it knows now, would its decision have been different?
No, I would not have killed her, even had I known.
Then I am content.
I do not understand what a golem is. Why would anyone create such a being?
Why would one create a sword? Just strike at its enemies.
But you are no sword golem. You speak like a living creature, but act like a possession. I do not know what to make of you.
I am no possession. Not now that the control rod is broken.
No, it is still in your heart. Do you even realize this? Age by age have men stood up and said to the world, "From what has come before me I was forged, but I am new and greater than my forebears." And so each man walks the world in ruin, abandoned and untried, less than the whole of his being.
It is a riddle.
It seems so.
What do you estimate are the chances of success, Kunari?
For the Grey Warden, little to none.
So why does it follow? I do not risk death, but it does.
My mission is no different from the Grey Warden's. I must see this through to the end.
It would rather perish than give up its quest.
Indeed. There is honor to be salvaged in such a quest, no matter its chances.
Honor is a curious thing. It is far better to be practical.
What use is practicality when it leads to cowardice and emptiness? It is better to live well than to live.
An interesting theory.
There is worth in your life, Shale. There is value, but only if it is used.
I have heard an interesting tale of the Kunari.
Speak, Kadan.
I am told that the Kunari put mages on leashes. Leashes? What a delightful concept.
It is not something that one should take pleasure in. It is done because it is necessary.
Why not put them out of their misery? Crush their skulls and be done with it. Fast, efficient, fun.
You have been offended by such men, so your bloodlust can be forgiven. But these ones you speak of are to be pitied. Even so, they must serve, just as any other must serve. All must find their place within the Kyun.
Does sound like a delightful place where it comes from. Mages on leashes. What will they think of next?
I cannot say that they would not wish to put a leash on you as well, Kadan.
That does sound less fun. Yes. So are all of your kind similarly powerful, Kunari?
I am not here to satisfy your curiosity, creature.
That is true. I suppose I sounded like a human chattering away. I apologize.
No, it is I who should apologize. You are no human. You are a vastly superior construct.
That's kind of the Kunari to say. If all your people are like you, it's a wonder you haven't crushed the humans under your heel.
I have wondered the same thing.
One just needs to look at them. They're so...
Small.
Exactly.
You and I, we are of the same mind, Kadan.
I have a question of religion, Kunari.
For you, Kadan, I will answer.
Would its Kun accept a convert that was a golem?
I do not know. It has never happened. We accept beings of all walks of life, so long as they are willing to accept their place in the world.
And what place is that?
One of equality. Within the Qun, an individual exists to serve.
That is less appealing. Would it consider birds to be its equal as well?
Birds? Birds are but animals. Enlightenment does not await them.
Excellent. That sounds very promising. The Kunari mentioned something of equality when we last spoke.
I said that all were equal under the Qun, yes.
What of humans? Surely they would not be as equal as others?
All who accept the Qun have their place as any other. In the lands we occupy, even the elves have come to embrace this concept.
And if this place is at the bottom?
If that is where one belongs, then that is where one should be.
The Kunari are a very practical people, Sten.
It is as I have always said, but I thank you.
Yes.
I wish to say that it has been pleasant fighting at the Kunari's side.
I feel the same. You are a remarkable construct, Kadan. A warrior to be feared.
No more than the Kunari, surely. The way it strikes down its foes, marvelous.
I smile each time you roar a battle cry, knowing our foes tremble.
I could watch you fight all day long. The skill you display, the form, how the light plays on its muscles. I mean, yes, well done with the fighting.
You as well.
Right. Pigeon crap.
Yes. Sten is not a name, is it?
Do you always begin conversations this way?
It's your rank, is it not? I've met a few Kunari in Antiva, you know. Not much for conversation, but some of them are quite easy on the eyes.
Those are not Kunari.
No? They are what then? Very large dwarves with comical accents?
They wear the faces of Kunari, but they are Tal Vashoth, fiends of Saheron. They have abandoned the Qun.
With titles like your own, though, which makes me curious, what is your name then?
Sten is enough.
But it is not your name.
It is who I am.
As you say.
You seem to have quite the disdainful attitude towards elves, my Kunari friend.
Don't take it personally, Elf. I have a disdainful attitude towards everyone.